subscribe.
Out of your fat asses, because you got some fat asses.
Welcome back to Strong Man Card Podcast. This has been a really long time. And so much has... Oh, shit. So much has happened, dude.
More has happened in a month than a total year, like, of 2019.
Like, I've been, like... I know you've been super busy. And I was super busy, and I was like, I need to, like, do something. Let me get in here and get, a little 20-minute thing, and then something else will pop up. And then something else will pop up. And I'm just
got an update.
I'm just going to wait till there's a slow news cycle, and I can get Roger in here, and we're both just going to let it all out. So... Let's go right into, I think, the speaking out movement. Let's start with that one. Hashtag speaking out. Let's not try to sit there and like go through it because everybody already knows what's going on. Let's just give our thoughts on it. Initially, like, what do you think of it initially, and what do you think, and then where do we go from there? So
I think it was a long time coming. You know, as a father who really wants to get his daughter into wrestling, I want her to love the sport and admire it.
Yeah.
But to one day, she decides, hey, I want to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Not have to be the subject of some fucking asshole predator that just wants to, take her under his wing and
take advantage.
Yeah, that would suck. So, from that perspective, I'm 100% behind it. There are those that are fishy.
Yeah.
Of course,
wrestling's a fishy fucking sport. I mean, business. I should say.
But. I'm all for guilty until proven guilty. Innocent. Innocent.
Yeah, we know you are. You fucking nice.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
I'm all for that, but a lot of these women do have the receipts.
Right.
And a lot of these guys are fucking scumbags, dude. Holy shit. Marty Scurll. My God.
That one was a little bit surprising. I mean, surprising yes and no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're in position of popularity like Marty is, you're gonna have admirers. So.
And at the time, he was just kind of getting over with the Party Marty thing. I think that's when it happened, right? Or maybe Bullet Club Marty when he first got there or something. I don't know, but when he was finally starting to catch fire,
What do you think? Do you think it's harder for that temptation?
I mean, dude, it's always hard. I mean, you as a man, I mean, you have 2 kids and a wife and stuff, and then there's still when a girl walks by, you're like, hey, and then you stop and go, wait, wait, I can't even you can't even tell
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of, to me, it's just easier to just not look sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I mean, like I told you, I switched jobs and area and locations.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep my eyes on my job and not even. But I mean, that's just from a normal person perspective. But like you said, I think the power thing is big because it's like a lot of women out there, they fall in love with wrestling. They want to get in. The only way to get in, it really is a boys' club. I mean, if you want to talk about like harassment stuff, that shit goes way back. You know what I mean? Imagine when like a Lunder Blaze went through and like China and a lot of the girls, Sherry Martel and all, what I mean, like that broke in until now. And that's only because there was only like a few women. With this kind of I think what people need to realize also is like with this new kind of evolution, this kind of rebirth of women's wrestling as we know it today, it's still really young.
Yeah.
So like we got to me, I was thinking, like, remember a long time ago we were talking about like, oh, there's so many women, blah blah, what are they gonna do? And we were just like, give women a show.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, and it's not because like, oh, these guys can't, you know what I mean? But I think it better serves it because they just maybe feel comfortable and have that own atmosphere.
Yeah.
Where it's them that are kind of running the show, and you don't have to worry about what they say or who do they offend or people hitting on them or whatever. You worry about your business. Let the ladies travel on their own, put on their own show. And trust me, right now, they can probably put on a way better wrestling show.
With the women of today, wrestling-wise?
But storyline-wise, it's going to be terrible because Vince McMahon always books those, women are crazy storylines.
Yeah.
But you got to get women to write storylines. If you're going to get a bunch of writers, you know what I mean? Like, let's get some old-school, like, female wrestlers. Like I was saying, Lunder Blaze, Jacqueline, Trish or Lita, like to start to help, you know what I mean? Like let them lead the way to this brand, a new brand, and just make all the women wrestle there.
And right now it would get 100% support from everyone.
Yeah, because Stardom does it, and Stardom is fucking amazing.
Yeah, like, Stardom is fucking great.
Yeah. So it's not impossible.
So we're rooting for these ladies, whatever horrible thing happened to them. I mean, I hope they find solace and you know, it was brought up. So
yeah, I think another thing you were kind of pointing on, and not a lot of podcasts. I mean, they kind of you know, how do you say this? Tightrope along the line about it. That the whole innocent until proven guilty. That when this happens, like even the Me Too movement, it happened so fast, so quickly. So the amount was so fast that you knew, you know, in your head, you know, you kind of could figure like, okay, some of these are going to be fake. Some of these are just kind of jumping on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so with this happened, I was just like, ooh, I wonder which one's going to be the one that gets caught first. That is somebody just trying to jump in there. You know what I mean? So that's like I'm still kind of waiting, but it seems to have kind of not died down completely, but it's kind of settled down a little bit because you don't really hear about anything anymore. You heard about people getting fired and suspended, but other than that, like what else? Like I know the NXT UK got like a big kind of like Triple H kind of did a. What do you call it? Like one of those conference calls, and just kind of let them all have it and say, you know, we're not going to tolerate this. So you get caught again, you guys are ground.
That's good. Okay.
So yeah. And I know, you know, AEW is probably doing the same. Tony Khan don't put up with no shit.
Jumping on AEW.
Yeah.
Okay. You and I grew up, you know, throughout the years. We're very big on Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
We love dark humor.
Yes.
What Sammy said, it was very stupid.
Yes.
But you know, when you're young, everything you say is for shock.
Not only that, but that show there was the whole different show, right?
Yeah.
That's all he does is disparage. I mean, look at the way he goes off on Nia Jax, dude. Like I heard a compilation of him going off on Nia Jax. It's terrible. But I mean, I think Sammy was just in the room. Like you said, when we used to listen to Opie Anthony and some comedians would come in and they'd be like, you feel it out, and like, we're all riffing, we're all saying stuff, and then all this stuff starts coming out. So I think
you just want to outshock the guy next to you.
Yeah, or you want to just like feel like you belong there, like you can hang with these dudes that are saying this stuff.
Do you think that the punishment he got was justified?
Yes, because they needed to do something.
Okay.
And no, because it was something that was said a long time ago when he was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but like, you know, I don't know. It's such a weird
it's tricky,
line.
Dude. You got with this one. You really got to walk the road like as safely as possible. Because
I mean, dude, if you left the president off the hook for saying some shit like that, you know what I mean?
This guy grabbed pussy and
talked about it.
Everyone's like, yeah.
This guy talked about a fake situation.
So brave.
Sammy talked about a fake situation, and then remember the Darby thing where they're trying to drag him under. I'm like, that just sounds like he was being a shitty boyfriend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what else? You know, the Jimmy Havoc thing was a little bit more worse because he was kind of like, you know, he knew what he was doing at the time. You know, but it was like Darby's what, 23? So he's being like a shitty boyfriend. He was like 18, 17. We were all shitty boyfriends.
Were we not young? Like the majority of us, you know, we've learned from our mistakes and we grow from them. Right now, you know, if I look at my young self, I'd be like, dude, chill.
Yeah.
Like, chill the fuck out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was, and like you said, when there's like a bunch of dudes together and then all of a sudden they start bringing in all these women in. Yeah. And then I guess back then maybe the women weren't so like pleasing on the eyes, but now like you got, and then with the whole, like the Divas era, there was like, look how many stories there was about that. Randy Orton shit in bags. You know what I mean? And like,
it's kind of WWE's fault.
Yeah.
They would objectify women.
Yep.
That was one of Vince's biggest thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We grew up objectifying women on due to loving wrestling. You know, the puppies, fucking the hoe train.
Yep.
You know, we grew up with that, and then.
By the way, it's funny when you mention that when we watch retrospectives on that era now, like
it's just like Jesus.
I don't want to call that era, but you know those shows that kind of do top tens and those shows that kind of do like a retrospective of that era, and they talk about that stuff, and then all of a sudden they're like backpedaling, like, oh, Godfather, yeah, that was a terrible. I'm like, fuck you, we were all over that. Everybody loved it. Yeah,
everyone jumped on the hotel.
Exactly, like that kind of stuff. Because like when Deborah comes out on the puppy thing, it's like, dude, we're all into it. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm a dad now. Like, fuck you asshole. Like some of those channels like piss me off when they do that. Simon Miller.
Now that I'm a father. Now that I'm a father, I declare. And like, okay.
Yeah, Stephen Larson. Mostly Steve.
All of a sudden you guys wanted to jump off the train. Like, you're riding that train for years.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's like, morality. Like, shut up. Hey, yeah. Anyway, so if assault happened, if harassment happened, if keeping somebody from getting, to a certain part or getting to a higher spot happened, then yeah, all those should be punished.
Yeah, you're a piece
of
shit for doing that.
And where do we go from here? Like I said, you can either separate and make the W can run their own women's promotion, which they, I mean, the was it the Evolution pay-per-view that did with the women? They're great. I think. Yeah, I mean, I know, but I mean, it might have to go there. I think. As far as AEW, they can keep the women on the roster because they're building, women that you never heard of. So that's going to take a little while.
That kind of bugs me about people. I mean, granted, we shit on it too.
Yeah.
The women's division, but I have to remember that it's a baby company still.
Yeah. Exactly. We forget that quickly.
Yeah. They what money they had at the time, they they couldn't get a Tessa. They couldn't get a.
Shit, Tessa's not coming now. I don't think so.
Major
I'll
players
leave her alone.
So obviously they couldn't.
Yeah.
I think Tessa would work there because her dad's there.
I think it can't be right now. You have to wait a little while.
Too soon?
Yeah, way too soon. You have to wait a little while.
Okay.
And it's also up to her. I mean, maybe she wants to go to WWE and lose to Charlotte. So, you know what I mean? Or lose to Becky.
My hat's off to
or
you.
lose to Bailey. Or lose to Sasha. Because you know that's going to happen.
Oh, that's what you get over in WWE.
Yeah. The old Triple H philosophy. You get over by losing to me.
Summer of Punk.
Yeah. Come on, Booker T, you get over by losing to me. Then we'll give you an accent. That's the only way you're going to be champion.
King Booker.
Yeah, exactly.
How come no one's mad about that?
I know, right? I mean, I've been pissed about that for years.
Old King Booker shtick.
Yeah. It took Kofi Kingston coming out, and then he loses it in 7 seconds. Anyways, the racism is something we already touched on. There.
It's there.
Yeah. So, I mean, there you go. I think I think what you really have to do is you have to take every account serious from now on. So if a girl shows up and says, hey, so-and-so's been kind of a creep, it doesn't necessarily mean go fire him, but it's like if he's just kind of being creepy and he doesn't know that he's being rejected, go talk. Can you please go talk to him and let him know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want him to get fired. Maybe he just doesn't. He can't read the signs. You know what I mean? Some guys, some of us we've known guys that can't read the fucking room.
We can't read the we do know a few.
So maybe something like start there and then it goes higher and higher. Repeat offenders get the fuck out, or something that's an extreme action taken by that, get them out of here too. So I think that's what you got to do. Is now you got to encourage the women to come out and speak out and stuff, and tell them, let them not be afraid, and have like a tier of what the degree is. If it's like some guys like, oh, he's just he's kind of being creepy and he doesn't get it, then I'm kind of rejecting him. Yeah, it's like go to okay. So then somebody will go talk to him. It's like, oh, he's repeatedly harassing me. It's like, hey, dude. Right now we're going to suspend you for a couple days. You keep this up, you're out of here. And it was like, oh, he touched me when I didn't want to touch you.
And then you get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to do that. So, I mean, you know what I mean. And then that's the way they're going to get it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of names, a lot of people.
Oh, that list.
The list was great. But I mean, I just kind of wanted to bring it all into one thing without spending too much time on individual.
We here fully support these ladies.
Yeah. So I mean. Hopefully things change in this year, man. 2020 is a big year of change for everything.
It's a retrospective year.
Yep.
And no kidding, dude. It's really been a look back of.
It's a roller coaster of a fucking year, man.
Wow.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what else has been big that we haven't been talking about?
Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah. Oh, so contract's up.
Yeah, he has no contract as we speak. July 6th right now.
Yes.
July 6th, he does not have a contract. So, he was denied a raise, which, I mean, didn't they just buy Evolve?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And they fired, like, shit ton of people.
So, I mean, they don't really need him, right?
They need him because of name recognition to keep him away from AEW. Because I think if he goes to AEW, he can help. Yeah, he can help a little bit. Because a lot of matches there you can have with dream matches you can have there. Him
and Penta,
him and Cody, him and Rey Fenix. You know what I mean? Like him and joining with the Bucks or something like that. Just some fun stuff. Like he doesn't have to be the champ. He could just come in there and just have big matches with dream matches for like a year, and then if he wants to retire. He can retire, or he can go to New Japan and do the exact same thing.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Or
the door's open.
He can go CMLL. He can go wherever the fuck he wants, really. I mean, he's 45. He said, he's got a couple more years left in him.
Fucking legend, dude.
Yeah, so I think whatever move he makes, I think he deserves the respect and no BS from anybody. Like, if he stays in WWE, he's not going to get any flack from me. Not anymore. I'm like, you're at that age where you want to do it. Your son's there now, too. Your son, Walter. I mean, Dominic. He looks like Walter.
Holy shit, he does. Wow.
I was like, you know, do what you want to do, man. If it's good because you think it's gonna help you get your son a good spot there, then fucking stay there. If you want to take him with you to AEW or something like that,
imagine if he goes to AEW.
That'd be
the
cool.
Squash matches his son's gonna have.
Yeah.
Brutalized by Lesnar
On
again.
Dark. He's gonna be on Dark getting beat up by Peter Avalon. But I mean, like I said, I think he's earned his right to go. You know what I mean? Like we used to talk in the music channel, be like after a while, when one of your favorite metal artists sells out, you're like, hey man, he's been around.
Yeah.
You know, like when Ozzy was doing the TV show and the Pepsi commercials, you're like, hey, it's Ozzy. He's earned some money. Let him get some money.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we were saying.
He's clawed his way up.
Let him go out the way he wants.
You know,
to
when you claw your way to the top, then I gotta respect that.
Yeah.
I used to hate it when I was younger.
Yeah.
But you know,
As the older you get, yeah, and you look back in the trail of work that you've done, and then you know you're financially you're doing better than you were then, and you're just like
you got a claw there.
And you kind of had to do some stuff that maybe you never thought you'd do, or AKA sell out in a way.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like I wouldn't trade it now because I'm feeling doing better for myself.
I respect the hustle.
Yeah, you respect the hustle, exactly. So Ray, I think he's earned his way.
So let's talk about another person. It's kind of a scummy, you know, POS.
Okay.
CM Punk.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a lot of people.
So this fucking guy.
But he changed the culture.
Oh, this fucking guy.
He killed the show.
This fucking guy. Okay. He goes, you know, leaves wrestling behind. You know, chin up. I'm better than wrestling. I'm gonna prove myself in the UFC. Gets his ass kicked.
Yep.
Cool. Whatever.
Still got to give him props for living out his dream. If your dream was to get pushed in the head, you know, for reals. I mean, as a man, I respect that. But
Sure.
as a fan, I'm just like, eh.
So, you know, he calls wrestling the fake stuff while he's in the UFC. You know, a little trash talk. Decides to come back and talk about WWE. Just kind of a cock tease, you know.
And the most anticlimactic return ever.
So he wanted astronomical amounts of money to go to AEW. If he really wanted to change wrestling, he would have gone.
Yeah.
Eventually, he would have got
Yeah.
he would have been a #1 star, like, off the bat.
Like, imagine if CM Punk would have showed up, right, done like 3 or 4 big matches, and then said, all right, I'm going to be an announcer now.
Perfect.
Right?
That's
or
right.
like a writer or something like that. Like, yeah, exactly.
I mean, he would have made all that money he wanted, and still do,
Get in some dream matches.
Yeah,
and I'm go to New Japan and get some dream matches, and then,
I'm sure he would have had a lot of pull, but, I mean, it's not in him anymore, I guess.
Mm.
You know, it happens.
Yeah.
I can't fault him for that, but to really just sit there and completely, like, change your just completely go up against what you stand for.
Yeah.
When you talk so much shit, I don't know. He seems kind of like topsy-turvy to me. Like,
I think maybe the well has run dry on his other stuff.
okay,
So it's like, I can still talk about wrestling. So let me just talk about wrestling, see if I can get some interest starting up. And then I can always go back and do a couple of years and take a bunch of money, right? So it's like you come back to the show, it does great the first time.
yeah.
And then it just completely fizzles out because it's like, well, you're not really doing the shoot stuff. You're kind of still, you know what I mean? Like,
going with
not
the
shilling,
program.
but you're kind of...
He's going with the program.
You're being tame a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, well, what, I mean, you seem healthy. Why don't you just come back to the ring? Like, show up at an event or, you know, something that's going to create better interest. Not just like, I have to come in and watch you try to do a pipe bomb every week. That gets boring, even for the best talkers. Like, if The Rock only came out and did only promos, you were tired of it. You know, and I was like, I want to see him do some matches. So that was like, the first 2 were like, people were like, okay, and then I was like, well, man, I kind of wanted to see him wrestle again.
It's like, what new? What's new here? You know, what you just... It's semi-shilling. I think.
Like, what's he gonna do now? Did he get enough money from them for him to be able to chill for a while, or is he kind of be like, man, I need to do something else? Like, I don't know if he's still writing comics. I know he's kind of a freelance movie guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he came with the podcast, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, but if you know, that was such a wasted opportunity, really.
Well, it really was.
Yeah,
it's just, I mean, obviously, return to WWE would have been monumental.
Yeah.
Even AEW, anywhere this guy would have gone, it would have been like the talk of the fucking year. But he decided to just not do anything.
Yeah. It's funny now because I see him tweeting more about wrestling now than he has in years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, well, what do you know what I mean? Like, well, what is this?
What are you saying? Like,
is this leading to anything?
Like, you know,
I hope so. Hopefully. I mean, I still would like to see him wrestle. I think he's probably in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
I would love, like AEW. I would love to see him have like some kind of storyline. Like, I just hope he doesn't show up to beat up Cody and that's his debut. Because I mean, I guess that's how you debut at AEW. But like,
well, what if
I wouldn't mind seeing a rivalry or a feud with Cody. That'd be great.
Well, I mean,
Kenny.
He could be the one to take the TNT title from Cody.
Or feud with Kenny. Feud with Hangman. There's a lot of possibilities there. I mean, he can do good. Feud with John Moxley finally. You know what I mean? That'd be cool too. Or with Jericho again. Like, it's there, but I mean, we'll see what happens.
And I think AEW right now is desperate enough to. I mean, people say ratings don't matter, but I'm sure those two consecutive weeks of losing to the developmental of WWE.
Well, it's the new and improved NXT. It's the main roster NXT now.
Oh yeah. You have to bring in main roster to kind of legitimize it a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, the writing is completely different in NXT. It's got definitely a different feel.
Different. Yeah, it feels more raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, like the matches are still great, but they're not, fucking full speed. Kind of what you got used to with NXT. And I mean, I guess for right now, it's working. So you got to give him props. Maybe the old man still has it in him.
No, let's jump on them. Then.
So
NXT.
Before they start, coming up with weird storylines about babies being punted into the fucking crowd and pulling hands out of vaginas and wrestling God and shit. So
right now, I think the most legit guy, from the whole package, I think he's like phenomenal. Is Karrion Kross. From his, well, I mean, we know him from Killer Kross.
Yeah.
But he was great then. I mean,
I think as for like a monster heel, yes,
for
sure. But like somebody to build your brand around,
I think so. I
don't think so. I don't think he's got it. That's that's when you guys were trying to convince me that Dream was the guy, and I was like, he's a one-trick pony. What's he gonna do after he stops cosplaying? They're not gonna let him cosplay when he goes to the main roster. He didn't even make it. That's another one that we didn't touch on, but maybe that's better left unsaid.
You think Adam Cole has more of a...
Adam Cole has got that Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair...
He's more of the package
thing, too, where he can go and he can bounce around from face to heel and make it mean something and you not get tired of it.
Okay.
So he can be a face, and, he's got a great smile, movie star looks.
Yeah,
he can be that come from behind baby face. Or he can be that same attribute and also make him a great fucking heel.
Yeah.
So I think he's got it. Keith Lee, Big Monster... as long as they don't make him dance at some point.
Oh, I hope they don't give him the Funkasaurus.
Dancing Fool storyline.
He's too fucking...
That's the thing is, like, they only know how to book up to a certain point.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what happens then? Like, everybody's fucking drooling over Dexter Lumis, right? Which, by the way, that was funny. And I was like, man, this guy reminds me of that Sam Shaw character in Impact. And then I go look it up, I'm like, holy shit, it's him! They transferred it over to NXT. So I was like, it's funny. And, at the same time, it's like, well, maybe that's how you wanted to evolve it into.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't know if you ever saw it for Impact, but it was kind of funny. It was like Mr. Anderson broke into his room, and it's kind of built like a kid's room. He's like, what are you doing in my room? What are you doing? And then start getting in a fight. It was funny.
I kind of like how he's messing with the Undisputed Era, like a mental...
But that's exactly my point. Where do you go with this character once... Is he going to just... Look, okay, remember Bray Wyatt when he showed up? He was creepy and doing all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But he would lose to somebody, and then the next guy, he's got a new target. Lose to that guy, new target, and on all of those it was the same tactics.
Okay.
What's he gonna do? Is it gonna be the same tactics in each one? Are they really gonna let a character like that be the number one guy?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no.
A lot of these characters, people love them right now, but it's like, but you got to think ahead. Where are they gonna go with this? Same thing with Dream. Yeah. Same thing with, what I mean, like guys like that, Bray Wyatt, and even now with the fucking Fiend, because you have to let them, if you're going to take them to the top, they have to be there for a long fucking time. Because you got to figure out what you're going to do next.
Yeah. You got to plan like 6 months ahead,
So I'm not saying he's dead in the water. I'm saying that let it slow, but he needs to go back to being maniacal. This is too funny right now. It's too comedy right now. Like, I want it to be creepy. I want him to really scare Roderick Strong, not like in a funny way. I don't want to laugh about it. I want to be like, damn, that's fucking... Like the first couple times, you know what I mean? Like when he would like beat somebody, he would just like stay holding him, and I'm like, all right, I can get with that. Somebody like that, and then now he's drawing people, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Him and Roddy, I love their dynamic though.
Yeah,
it's great.
The match could be a little bit better, but
yeah. So I mean, I don't hate it. But I do understand what you're saying. It's just, it's become more comical than cynical.
Yeah, so it's just like they gotta kind of, what are you gonna do with him if you take him to the main roster? Like him versus Fiend is a fucking feud with money written all over it.
Oh my god, yeah.
But they will fucking ruin it completely.
Yeah, I mean Vince will fucking up something.
Exactly. So it's just like they got Aleister Black that can feud with the Fiend right now, and they're not doing it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's move on then. How about we have obviously the biggest thing, the COVID thing. So I'll wait till the end to talk about this.
Okay.
So testing, AEW's doing it right.
Yeah.
New Japan is just now starting to have shows again, so they're doing it right. Same thing with Stardom. CMLL is doing this social distancing thing, and they need to do it because Mexico's being slammed hard right now with the COVID thing. Shows around here, I know GCW is doing the protocol, the social distancing. You have to wear a mask if you're in the crowd. That kind of stuff. All right. So the biggest company in the world is completely falling apart at the seams when it comes to safety regulations for their own fucking shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like Vince is apparently like, oh, it's just a flu, brother. You know, whatever's going on in his head. They're being tested after there was an outbreak.
Because he got fucking caught.
Yeah, there was an outbreak, and now people are allowed to wear masks. But it's just like, you know what I mean?
Late there, Bucko.
Yeah, like what do you take away from that? Like, and then the whole
Renee thing.
Yeah, the Renee thing. The fucking people like putting putting pictures of what happened on NXT, people coming out saying they have COVID, or people saying that there's like more than 20 people that have it, and then they brought in those other people that were fans, and then maybe they got.
Yeah.
It's just like a giant fucking mess right now when it comes to that, man, and it's just really bad PR for them as a publicly traded company. Like, and I know their sole goal is to get crowds back in, and that was Vince McMahon's heading into the summer. Is like, oh, my goal is to, by SummerSlam, I want, the return of crowds to be SummerSlam is going to be this big fucking thing, and they canceled it already. Now it's going to be Performance Center. Yeah.
Okay, so Vince takes his cues from Trump in regards to a lot of the COVID information. Based on that, I don't think Vince took it as seriously as he should have. He thought, like you said, oh, it's just the flu, you'll get over this and that. But people are just starting to find out more information about this thing. So it was really stupid of him to let people into the PC that weren't performers. It was stupid to not inform the wrestlers that people were coming in. Getting Renee sick, dude, and not even contacting her to see if she was okay. That's a big, I know Moxley must be fuming, dude.
Yeah, because they'd even affected AEW.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Khan, he seems like a even-keeled kind of a dude, but I'm sure he was I'm sure he had his lawyers ready in case Moxley got sick, because that's you're putting in danger one of your top performers.
And just by being business of somebody else.
You're being negligent.
Yeah.
So I'm sure everybody's fuming right now with Vince, but Vince is gonna Vince, and
he's gonna Vince hard.
He's gonna Vince hard and get through it, but it's really shitty. But what do you expect? It's not shocking to me.
The crazy thing about this year is all the news that's coming out, and the lack of man, this was a great match, or man, this guy, Matt Hardy and what's his name going to AEW. Brody Lee, and it was news, but it could have been even bigger. And all this stuff falls to the wayside about what's going on with this COVID thing, and just when you get to see the inner workings of WWE even more, it's like, goddamn, this summer's they're really getting exposed bad. The ratings are dropping, or they're seesawing, but they haven't gone past 1.9 or something like that. They haven't got into the 2 point. So
some of the comparisons that the WWE shows make.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, AEW beat NXT, but how can they beat SmackDown? I'm like, you're really?
Yeah, a show that's been around for 20 years.
So
against a show that's been around for a year.
That's the argument. Okay. Anyways, but you're you're right. We love wrestling because we love the performances and the storylines.
Yeah.
When you get exposed to the inner workings, it's kind of it's depressing, and it kind of makes you hate wrestling.
Yeah.
Not wrestling as a whole, but the whole inner workings of it. It just disgusts you.
It's this year's it's getting exposed really bad.
I mean that 2020 vision shit, 2020. You know, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's getting exposed,
Yeah.
and no one's safe.
No one's safe.
No one is safe.
Like literally, no one is safe. But honestly, like, what is your outlook as far as like thing just from off top of your head after everything you know, not only just in this but just in general? What do you think is the timeline for things to get back to normal sports wise?
The fall of next year.
Fall of next year.
That is the
So
safest
a year.
it's the safest bet I can make.
What's crazy to about this year's everybody was talking about the summer is going to kind of help kill out the thing, because like the flu, the flu goes away in the summer, and it has spiked like,
dude, it got worse during the summer.
So that is scary. I'm thinking probably spring of next year. That's just me being hopeful. So I'm thinking by March.
God, I hope, dude, because
I think a lot, especially in America, a lot has to happen. If we are to take it seriously, because not a lot of people, I mean, you see videos every day of people going crazy about having to wear masks and protests and anti-protests and this and that. Like, a lot has to change at the top.
we all have to agree.
Yeah.
But it's America, so that's not happening.
A lot has to change at the top.
Yeah.
And,
it has to come from the top, but it's not.
Without getting too political, this November is going to be very vital. So, I mean, as far as just health, if you want things to get back to normal, everybody kind of has to be a grown up and do what they got to do. So, hopefully that's, then that extends to sports. I mean, the NBA is trying to do their bubble thing, and a lot of guys have come up positive for that. NFL, who knows? I mean, everything seems like it's going to be empty arena stuff.
Yeah.
So,
soccer's doing it right now.
Yeah, soccer's doing it right now. Korea's doing it right now with baseball, and so I mean, that's the new normal, or the new.
For the time being, that's the new normal for the time being. And
so, all right, well, just wanted to catch up with you guys, talk about some of the big,
sort of leaving a bummer.
The big subjects that we've been not talking about since we've been taking a hiatus here. Is there anything else? Did we miss anything else? I think that's it, right? We covered everything.
Yeah, I mean,
the two big things are those, obviously. We'll talk about SummerSlam, AEW, ratings laws. Okay, yeah, I think we covered it all just about. If we missed anything, put it in the comment section. Thank you guys if you're listening. I know it's been a while. We're back and forth. It's a tough time right now, so we're trying to get these shows, out there.
Affecting everyone.
Though. Yeah, exactly. So, hope you guys stay safe, and hope you and your family stay safe. And man, just thank you for watching and listening and subscribing and all that stuff. And we'll catch you next time when there's more gigantic news.
So next week.
Yeah, probably.
The next
weekend. All right, see you guys later.
Peace.
I couldn't find no woman. I found a lot of men that looked like women.